Sacramento Metro Real Estate Market. J. Emerson, Broker, DRE number 1788488. Fair Oaks 95628. Market update. Data is through December 31st, 2025. Emerson Real Estate. Real Estate Market Forces Model. The real estate market involves many participants. The heart of the market are buyers and sellers. The market is affected by many forces. All forces cannot be identified practically. The three most important words in real estate: timing, psychology, location. Fear and greed are forces in psychology. And now the results of the forces this month in Fair Oaks 95628. Definitions: Sweat Index, Demand Index, minus, Supply Index, plus, percent off median price high, equals, Sweat Index, where Demand Index, equals, Pended, year over year, plus, sold, year over year. Supply Index, equals, new, year over year, plus, active, year over year. The intent is to calculate the current market dynamics. A negative index is, negative. Optimum sweat for a zip code is in the range of +30 to -30. Buyers are favored when the sweat index is negative. Supply Index, equals, -6%. Favoring sellers. New, Listing Index, is, +18%. Active, Listing Index, is, -24%. Demand Index, equals, -43%. Favoring buyers. Sold, Listing Index, is, -16%. Pended, Listing Index, is, -27%. Sweat Index, equals, -39%. Favoring buyers. 38% of 146 months are inside the rest area. Last high was 197% in November 2020. Last low was -214% in November 2022. Definitions: New, house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Pended, listing went pending during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mine's next. Cancelled, listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Sold, listing was sold during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Active, listing is available at the end of this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Inventory summary. Active, listings, equals 38. Minus 38%, month over month. Minus 24%, year over year. Sold, listings, equals 22. Minus 44%, month over month. Minus 27%, year over year. New listings, equals 20. Minus 9%, month over month. Plus 18%, year over year. Pended, listings, equals 21. Minus 5%, month over month. Minus 16%, year over year. Cancelled, listings, equals 18. Plus 100%, month over month. Plus 50%, year over year. Sweat index, equals minus 39%. Favoring buyers. Details. Page 1. Data elements gathered and derived. This month. How it ranks among the zip codes tracked. How it compares to average, high, and low. 52. Zip codes. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Supply and demand. Definitions. Lean score. Created to measure activity in each phase of a listing. Phases: new listing, active listing, pended listing, sold listing, canceled listing, and cumulative days on market. Cumulative days on market is the total number of days required to sell the listing. The variance between the current value of each data element and its short and long-term averages are calculated. A positive lean value leans toward seller, and negative value leans toward buyer, for a data item will be interpreted in different ways for each data element. The intent is to show who is favored, in the current market, based on the data. Each phase of a listing represents supply or demand. Lean score equals 12-year lean plus 26-year lean. When the phase lean score is greater than 0, it has a seller lean. When the phase lean score is less than 0, it has a buyer lean. When the phase lean score is 0, a neutral signal. Lean score equals minus 0.2. Favoring buyers. 2. Lean toward sellers. 4. Lean toward buyers. Months of inventory. Fewer than 4 months, a seller's market. Between 4 to 6 months, a balanced or neutral market. Greater than 6 months, buyer's market. Equals 1.7. Favoring sellers. 38. Active. 22. Sold. Plus 10%, month over month. Plus 4%, year over year. Last high was 4.8 in July 2014. Last low was 0.5 in December 2021. Definitions. Market Activity Index, created to compare zip codes regardless of time and money. Uses calculations of sold, pended, new, active, canceled listings and number of offers. Supply and demand. Maximum is 100. Minimum is 0. Sellers are preferred in a market whose index is greater than or equal to 30. Market Activity Index equals 21. Favoring buyers. Minus 42%, month over month. Minus 20%, year over year. Last high was 100 in October 2020. Last low was 19 in November 2022, which is 58% of its 12-year December average of 36. 12-year December low. Definitions. New house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. New listings equals 20, minus 9%, month over month, plus 18%, year over year. Last high was 109 in May 2017. Last low was 17 in December 2022, which is 77% of its 12-year December average of 26. New listing index equals plus 18%. Last high was plus 64% in April 2021. Last low was minus 53% in December 2022. Definitions. Pended listing went pending during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mines next. Pended listings equals 21, minus 5%, month over month, minus 16%, year over year. Last high was 78 in October 2020. Last low was 20 in October 2022, which is 75% of its 12-year December average of 28. Pended listing index equals minus 16%. Last high was plus 92% in April 2021. Last low was minus 61% in September 2022. Definitions. Housing appetite. Appetite equals pended listings divided by new listings. Fresh demand over fresh supply. Overarching assumption is that the listings that are counted as new are also pended. Housing appetite equals 105%, 21, pended, 20, new, plus 5%, month over month, minus 29%, year over year. Last high was 178% in December 2018. Last low was 43% in June 2014, which is 93% of its 12-year December average of 113%. Definitions. Cancelled listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Cancelled listings equals 18, plus 100%, month over month, plus 50%, year over year. Last high was 36 in October 2016. Last low was 1 in February 2022, which is 100% of its 12-year December average of 18. Cancelled listing index equals plus 50%. Last high was plus 500% in February 2023. Last low was minus 78% in October 2023. Definitions. Sold listing was sold during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Sold, listings, equals, 22. Minus 44%, month over month. Minus 27%, year over year. Last high was 73 in July 2017. Last low was 18 in February 2025, which is 55% of its 12-year December average of 40. 12-year December low. Sold, listing index, equals, minus 27%. Last high was, plus 97%, in November 2020. Last low was, minus 59%, in November 2022. Hold the demand, in, by 2 years. Number of offers, equals, 44. Minus 49%, month over month. Minus 19%, year over year. Last high was, 248, in, October, 2020. Last low was, 24, in, November, 2023. Which is, 54%, of its 12-year December average, of 81. The lowest December since collection started. Offers per sold listing, equals, 2. Minus 9%, month over month. Plus 11%, year over year. Last high was, 6.7, in, February, 2025. Offers index, equals, minus 19%. Sold, listing index, equals, minus 27%. Last high was, plus 248%, in, November, 2020. Last low was, minus 79%, in, November, 2022. Hold the demand, in, by 2 years. Definitions. Active, listing is available at the end of this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Active, listings, equals, 38. Minus 38%, month over month. Minus 24%, year over year. Last high was, 177, in, August, 2016. Last low was, 19, in, March, 2023. Which is, 58%, of its 12-year December average, of 65. Inventory index, equals, minus 24%. Last high was, plus 121%, in, February, 2025. Last low was, minus 58%, in, May, 2023. Definitions. Housing absorption. Absorption simply represents how inventory is absorbed given this month's active listings and last month's sold listings. This calculation is the inverse of months of inventory. Sold over active. Active over sold. Housing absorption equals 58%, 22 sold, 38 active, minus 9% month over month, minus 4% year over year. Last high was 217% in December 2021. Last low was 21% in July 2014, which is 76% of its 12-year December average of 76%. Definitions. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Cumulative days on market, equals 61. Plus 45%, month over month. No change, year over year. Last high was 79, in April 2015. Last low was 10, in May 2022. Which is 122% of its 12-year December average of 50. Median price equals 703,000, plus 9%, month over month, plus 13%, year over year. Median price 12-month moving average equals 639,000, plus 2%, month over month, plus 2%, year over year. Median price momentum equals 2.1 last month, 4.2 last year, minus 2% off its last high of 714,000 in July 2023, plus 119% off its 12-year low of 321,000 in December 2013. Definitions: dollar volume. 1 sale. Sold price times number of offers equals total offered. Assuming all offers received were the same price, minus sold price equals excess volume. Unrequited demand. Dollar volume, total offered, equals 28 million. Sold volume, equals 16 million. Excess volume, equals 12 million. Unrequited demand. Last high offered was 151 million in April 2021. Last low was 8 million in January 2015. Multiple offers. $2 million sold volume. 10 offers for 3 listings. $7 million total offered. $5 million excess volume, unrequited demand. Your broker for life, J. Emerson. Emerson Real Estate.
By the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals.